Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. I'm very sorry I'm tuning in a little bit later today, later than expected. I had some personal issues that I need to resolve. That is now all done, but unfortunately I missed the CPI data, missed the pump, didn't trade. Yeah, unfortunately, but there was always a next trade. We are quickly going to look at the charts, the levels, and what the latest data means to our trading plan and what we can expect for the last few weeks. And tomorrow, of course, is also still a big day. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Now without further ado, let's start diving in. This is the latest CPI data. Inflation in the United States came down from 7.7% year over year to 7.1% year over year. That is quite the drop. I think also much better than expected. 7.3 was expected and we came down to 7.1. But the more important one, core inflation, came down from 6.6, 6.3 to now 6. And that is I think a bit of a surprise because people were expecting 6.1, but also this one is lower. So inflation looks like core inflation and the quote-unquote regular inflation is now coming down faster than expected. That looks good. Tomorrow the central bank in the United States, the Fed, will rise the interest rates again, and now even a little bit more than yesterday. 79.4% thinks that the Fed will rise the interest rates with 0.5% from tomorrow on. I think actually if they do so, that also the markets will go up again. That will be then according to consensus shall we say. Then quickly head over to BTC. This is the 4-hourly chart. We could still make here a big bearish divergence on the 4-hour if we going sideways or going down very soon. If that doesn't happen, then this could also be a much bigger wave, and then there is no bearish divergence at all anymore. But I'm keeping an eye on everything else. Actually, on the 4-hour looks good. Money flow, like I said, momentum waves, RSIs are tidying up here to the top, so that looks good. The idea of taking out the liquidity here from the top, where we talked about yesterday, then worked out. We breached the daily and the swing fill pattern, those two yellow lines that I draw there yesterday, and now we're kind of attacking these tops right here at approximately 18,000. If we breach that too, then I would be looking out for 18,600, 18,700 ish. Why? Because that was, shall we say, the first green candle, the first reversal kind of we put in after this big dump. So that is then my next target. If we breach that too, then I will aim for this one right here, 20k, but I think actually that is still a step too far. I redraw the white lines a little bit. You could say that this is still a bit of a rising wedge breaking to the upside, which usually breaks to the downside. So that is a bit of a bullish thing. So we say let's extend this one real quick. What I will be looking out for right now, I would not actually jump into a long. If you missed it like me, then you missed it. Wait for the next trade. But you could say, you know what, I'm waiting for a pullback here towards 17,280 to 17,300. That is also the value area high of this broader range. That actually would be a very nice place to take a long if we get back there. If we start trading here for a while, then we're kind of maybe making a distribution kind of thing above here, the value area high, and then eventually we can still break down. So be careful for that. That is also something that I'm keeping an eye on right now as we are breaking here above the value area high. Would we go down even lower, then you can just move this one a little bit here. This one's actually not so nice. This one I like a lot. Then we have the golden pocket between 16,700 and 16,750. Maybe I will trade that, and then the bigger one is here, which also now coincides very nicely with the value area low, starting off from 16,350 to 16,440. That is actually super nice. I still think that we are going to retest at some point the lows. Why? Because this is kind of a slope up, meaning that when you're having a slope down like this, then you have the stop losses here where we talked about approximately 2 weeks ago, and now we had the stop loss here on top. They're also now taking out, but now we are creating for a lot of traders we're calling for the bottom, stops underneath these lows. So if we now would go down again, then we would also trigger these stop losses and then take the liquidity. But to move the price down, the market maker first want to push the price up to make people think that we are in a new golden bull run to 100k. Yippee-ki-yay! Thank you so much for the liquidity and filling my orders, and then dumping the price. So keep an eye on that. The price always of course moves, and like I said, I do think that at some point sooner or later we are going to revisit the approximately 15,000, 15,500. Not saying we're dumping to 10k, but maybe these lows again to just confirm that this is really a low, because I think these two taps are like and also for ETH, if you can remember, I don't have the chart right now, but there I said, well, the actual bottom that we made so far was in June 2022, and BTC then made that much later, almost this is 5 or 6 months. That time gap for me is too big, so I think if this will roll over at some point, that ETH will follow and then maybe retest that new low. Then the dollar index, remember what I said here, this is on the daily. I said, well, maybe we go down one more time, but as long as this pattern is not invalidated, it's all fine. This white line, this could even go a little bit more to the downside. So if we have more follow through here on the price, on the dollar going lower, and then this momentum wave going maybe one more time lower, but still remaining in this, let's say, bullish divergence, this very big one on the daily, my scenario of going back up and creating a lower high, retesting the highs on the dollar index is still in play, and this big bullish divergence on the daily could still be the trigger. So just the fact that we are now creating red dot, green dot, red dot, it's a little bit confusing. I mean, the money flow is very, very ugly, I have to say. So it looks like this will have a much more follow through, but as long as this wave is not underneath this wave, that big bullish divergence still exists. And you know what, even if this will go underneath and then go up again and then one more time like this, you could still have a new bullish divergence. But of course then we're talking early 2023 when that plays out. But so far the scenario of a bullish divergence is still in play, although we have a big red candle, because like I said, this momentum wave has not made a new low so far. But like I said, the money flow concerns me a bit. This one, I have to say, maybe we need to say that this is a little bit invalidated. That's just the rules for trading. We are right now testing here the resistance level again. We broke out a bit of a W and then back in again on the news of the CPI data. You could also say, but again, yeah, that's a little bit biased to say, you know what, let's redraw this a little bit, and then it becomes more of a channel and not really a rising wedge. And these channels, they don't really have price targets. Price just moves in between until at some point it breaks out and then it makes a new pattern or channel or whatever. But that is maybe then now the new scenario or the new kind of pattern that we need to look at if you're saying, you know what, the rising wedge is invalidated. I also still think on the macro that at some point this will go down a little bit and retest that 3500, because we barely had any price movement on that level. So I really do not believe in major dumps that they just go down, hit the bottom and then just go up again and say thank you, that's thank God that's over, and then we're just going higher. I said also the same for BTC. I do not believe in that scenario. So yeah, we'll see what comes out tomorrow. To be honest, I do not expect a lot of surprises. So the 0.5% from the Fed, I think that the market will go up on that news, and then maybe afterwards we can look for lower. For now, so far this looks pretty good. You could say also here on the hourly, since we make quite a high wave right now, if we are going one more push up, that then the price goes higher one more time, and maybe then on the hourly we're also getting a bearish divergence, then I will definitely play that. Like I said earlier, I'm not in a trade right now because I missed most of it, but I just I saw the price action on my phone, but I didn't want to put a trade in on my phone. If this is kind of the top, then we also still have maybe a bearish divergence here on the 6 hour. For now, I would say let it just play out, maybe zigzag for a little bit. Who knows, we may be getting another push up, and then like I said, I'm aiming, since we now hit 18k, the approximately 18.4, 18.6, and if not, then we're going towards 19,000. Gotta be honest with you, last week I didn't expect it. We will make it, especially not when we were creating this price action right here. Just going a little bit sideways. Then I thought, this actually looks very weak. We're really trying to make new highs. That doesn't work out. So I think we're then going lower. But now really we broke out. So congratulations, by the way, if you took the trade. Don't forget to take some profits. Is the bottom in? Maybe, maybe not. But I have to say, the longer we spend time here, the more I'm thinking, well, probably not going to hit 10,000. Maybe revisit the 15,000 again, or 14,000, but I don't think that we are going to hit that 10,000 anymore. Looks like there's enough buying here around this level. One last thing I want to show you, because that was from yesterday's video. Remember how I said to you, hey, we start off the weekly and we right away went down on yesterday's candle. Well, therefore we didn't have any candle on the upside, and I said, well, usually you get a candle on the upside and on the downside, and therefore I thought, well, we might need to go higher, and that's exactly what happened with today's data. Yesterday, by the way, ended still slightly in the green. So actually the perfect buying moment, believe it or not, was after I uploaded the video. So that was very nice, and that was right here also on that support. Yeah, that it's nice to see that it all comes to fruition. Alright guys, that will be it for now. Of course, I will be back tomorrow. Probably not before, probably not after the FED meeting, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. And on Thursday I will be in the plane the entire day. So no live price action. I think on Thursday we'll see what the day brings. But I'll probably do a video tomorrow before the Fed interest rate hike. Let's see how the price develops in the next 12 to 16 hours. Again, if you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think that's useful, and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I update you pretty much every day. Thank you guys so much. See you next one. Bye bye.